My sister went missing, but I think she's still in the house. It all started last Wednesday night. I was alone in the house. Or at least I thought I was. Lily, my little sister, had been missing for 3 days. The cops said she probably ran away, but she wouldn't. Not Lily. She left her phone, her purse, even her shoes. Who runs away barefoot in November? I was sitting in the living room, mindlessly scrolling through photos of us. Me and Lily at the lake, at prom, in our Halloween costumes. That's when I heard the knock. 3 slow, soft knocks on the basement door. Not the front door. The basement door, the one inside the house. I froze. No one had been down there since Dad died. I wasn't even sure the light still worked. Hello? I called out stupidly. No answer. Just silence. I walked toward the door. My heart was thudding so hard, I swear I could hear it echo. The air felt heavy. I gripped the handle, turned it. The door was unlocked. Why was it unlocked? I opened it a crack and whispered, "Lily, nothing. Just that stale, cold smell that basements always have." I grabbed a flashlight and crept down. Every step creaked. Every breath felt like a scream. At the bottom, I swung the light around. Boxes. Dust. Dad's old workbench. Nothing else. Until I saw the message, scratched into the wall with something sharp. "I'm still here. Don't trust the mirror." I nearly dropped the flashlight. Who wrote that? When? And what the hell did it mean? I turned around to run. But there was a sound. Whisper. Right behind me, Harper. I should have left the house the second I heard Lily whisper my name. But I didn't. Because if there was even a chance she was alive, I had to know. Even if it killed me. After the knock, the scratch marks, and the whisper, I couldn't sleep. Barely ate. I just kept going back down there, hoping something would change. Hoping she'd show herself again. But nothing. Just silence and that stupid writing on the wall. Don't trust the mirror. I started thinking. What mirror? There. Weren't any in the basement, just tools, boxes, and Dad's locked cabinet. He always said never to open it, but he was dead now, and my sister might be too. So I broke it open. Inside, a box marked "Do Not Move," a stack of VHS tapes, and one item wrapped in cloth. I unwrapped it. It was a mirror, but not like any I'd ever seen. It was oval-shaped, dark around the edges like it had been burned. The surface shimmered, not like glass, but like water. My reflection was off. The girl staring back at me looked like me, but sadder, older, tired. And behind her was Lily, standing there, motionless. I screamed. I turned around. No one there. I looked back at the mirror. Lily was still in the reflection, but now she was pointing to a door. I turned around again. And this time, the wall had changed. A door was there, old, wooden, rotting at the bottom. I didn't think. I just ran to it. I opened it, and everything went dark. When I woke up, I was in a room. A small, cold room, with a mirror. Lily was sitting in the corner. Her eyes were blank. Her voice was hoarse. "It's not a mirror," she whispered. "It's a gate." I dropped to my knees. What the hell is going on? She didn't answer. She just started crying, and then laughing. "We're not the first, you know," she said. "Dad built this room for Mom, before she disappeared." I backed away. Disappeared? Mom died in a car crash. Lily smiled. "That's what he told you." Then I saw it. Dozens of names carved into the walls, some scratched in deep, like the writers were desperate. some fresh. Harper, Lily, Mom, and more I didn't recognize. Dozens, maybe hundreds. The walls started to close in. Not physically, just mentally. Like something was eating at my memories. I couldn't remember what month it was, or how long I'd been in that room, or how I even got there. And then I saw her. Another me. In the mirror. Wearing different clothes. Smiling gently. Behind her, sunlight, a house, a normal life. She looked happy. I banged on the mirror. Screamed. "Help me!" And she looked me dead in the eye and turned away. It took me a moment to process the voice. Calm. Cold. Familiar. But not Eli's voice. Not exactly. I backed away from the door, pressing myself into the nursery's wall like it could swallow me, whole. My brain was looping one phrase over and over. "You are not the first Savannah." What the hell did that mean? Then I heard it again. His voice just outside the locked door. "Don't panic. You're experiencing a minor loop glitch." "It'll pass." "Loop glitch?" I screamed. "Where's Eli?" A pause. Then, "He's fine. You've seen him twice today. You just don't remember." I froze. No, I hadn't. I'd seen videos, surveillance, but not him. I banged on the door. "Let me out. Now." More silence. Then a gentle click. The door creaked open. But no one was there. Only the hallway. Dark. Still. And at the end of it, a mirror. Not glass. It shimmered, like oil on water. My reflection flickered, then vanished. I walked toward it slowly, trembling. Then it blinked. Not the mirror. Me. My reflection blinked independently. Out of sync. I stopped breathing. Then the reflection smiled. She looked exactly like me. But calmer, composed, confident, like someone who belonged here. I reached out. So did she. But right before our fingertips met, she mouthed something I'll never forget. "Thank you." And the glass cracked. I woke up in my bed. Morning sun spilled through the windows. Gus was curled at my feet, snoring. Eli stood in the kitchen, sipping coffee. He smiled like nothing had happened. "Morning, sleepyhead." My mouth was dry. My hands trembling. Had I dreamed it all? "Hey," I croaked. "That retreat, how was it?" He looked at me for a long moment. Too long. Then said, "Productive. We worked on behavioral loops." That word. Loops. Something. Cold unfurled in my chest. Later, I found the notebook again. But it was blank. No names, no codes, no test numbers. Just one word, scrawled in thick black ink on the first page. "Welcome." I checked the mirror. My reflection smiled back, in sync. Almost, but when I turned my head, she didn't. Again. But I don't think I'm just Savannah anymore. Not the Savannah I thought I was, and definitely not the only one. When Eli locked that basement door, something changed in me. Not just fear, fury. A sharp, focused kind that felt unfamiliar. Wasn't supposed to feel that way, was I? I used the metal leg of the desk to wedge the basement latch open. I don't know how, but the bolt snapped clean like it had been rusted through. That wasn't luck. That was design. Like someone wanted me to get out. The hallway upstairs was too quiet. No Gus. No Eli. But the front door, wide open, and right outside, fog. But not just weather fog. It moved like it was breathing, alive, watching. I stepped outside. No birds, no wind, no neighbors. Just a narrow asphalt path cutting through the fog, leading into the woods. A low hum followed me, like something magnetic, mechanical, like the sound behind the concrete room downstairs. I kept walking. Half a mile in, I found it. A gate. Plain, black. No fence on either side. Just the gate standing there in the middle of the woods like a glitch in reality, and on it, a keypad. Same as the basement. No instructions. No labels. I tried my birth date again. 529.error. Then I remembered the other names in the red-taped notebook. The other Savannahs. The last one before me, Savannah Reed. I typed 0528, beep, beep, click. The gate opened, and behind it, not a forest, not a city, not even sky, just white. Endless, clinical white, like walking into a blank screen. I stepped through, and the fog vanished, the trees gone, no cold, no sound. Then I saw them. Mirrors. Hundreds of them. Floating. Suspended in air, showing different versions of me. Some had different hair. Some were older. Some weren't alive. Then a voice. Subject SMAR-7 has breached perimeter containment. Observation. Log initiated. Memory corruption. Advanced. Suggesting full system reboot. It wasn't Eli's voice. It wasn't human. Suddenly I could feel it, like something pulling at the edges of my skull. A noise so high-pitched it was inside me, not around me. I screamed, and all the mirrors shattered at once. When I opened my eyes, I was back in the kitchen. Sunlight, coffee pot on. Gus barking happily by the window. Eli walked in with pancakes and a smile. Morning, babe. You okay? You look like you had a rough dream. I didn't answer, because on the fridge was a sticky note I hadn't written. Do not trust the reset. You've done this before. And my reflection in the toaster? Was smiling, but I wasn't. Hi, I'm Savannah Blackwell. I haven't seen the sun in 3 days. Not since the door locked behind me. Not since Eli's voice echoed down the stairs like a command. Not a comfort. He hasn't come back. Or maybe he has. Maybe he's watching. That thought chills me more than the concrete walls ever could. The baby room. The notebooks. The list of other Savannahs. It all felt impossible. But the ache in my legs from pacing, the hunger twisting in my gut, that's real. Found a clock on the wall, or what I thought was a clock. No numbers, just a blinking red light that speeds up or slows down depending on something. I think it's monitoring me. Yesterday, if it was even yesterday, I found a vent in the ceiling. Behind it, another room, empty. Or so I thought. There was a mirror. I waved at it, half joking, and someone waved back. Not at the same time. A second behind me. Lagged. She looked exactly like me. Same scar on the wrist, same freckle under the eye. But her eyes were wrong. Flat, I mouthed. Who are you? She mouthed back. I'm you. I screamed. I punched the wall until my knuckles split open. That night I dreamed of water. Cold, black water, and a voice, my own, whispering, reset failed, reset failed, reset failed. Today, the door to the nursery was open again. There was something new, a mobile spinning over the crib. Each little figure hanging from it wasn't an animal. It was a face. My face. All of them, slightly different. One missing teeth. One with burned scars. One with no eyes at all. I collapsed. I couldn't breathe. That's when I heard the vent rattle again. A voice. Faint. Shaking. Savannah. Is it really you? It wasn't Eli. It was a woman. She said her name was Savannah Reed. Cycle 6. She says she escaped. Hid in the abandoned tunnels. Under the compound. She's been watching, waiting for a breach, for someone like me. She says the real test isn't compliance. It's awareness. The moment we start asking questions, they label us unstable. I asked her who they were. She went quiet, then said, "You won't believe me." I told her to try me. She said one word. Me. Then the vent went dead. What the hell does that mean? Someone else is trying to control me. Another version of myself? Suddenly, the light in the hallway flickered. Footsteps again. But not Eli's. These were lighter, quicker. 2 sets, and then a knock, 3 slow taps on the metal door. "Savannah," a female voice called out. Not mine, not the Savannah in the vent. Another one. I backed away. The voice said calmly, "We need to talk, before they reset you again." They called themselves the others. 3 women. All Savannahs. All different. Reed, from cycle 6, Taylor, cycle 4, blind in one eye, and then the third one. She wouldn't say her cycle, or her last name. She just watched me, studying. Like, I was a test she'd already taken. We met in the lower tunnels beneath the nursery. The place smelled of rust and mold and something else. Something sterile. Medical. Taylor had maps, diagrams sketched in coal on torn paper. "They reset us after every failure," she whispered. "But some of us remember fragments. Smells, feelings, faces." Reed nodded. "You remembered the code? That means you're close." "To what?" I asked. They looked at each other. "To the original," Reed said. My throat went dry. "I thought we were all copies." "You are," the silent Savannah finally said. "But one of us wasn't." I stared at her. "You think I'm the original?" "No," she said, flat. "I am." The floor seemed to fall out from under me. She stepped closer, tilting her head. "You're cycle 9, the anomaly. You weren't supposed to question anything until cycle 12. Wait, there's a plan for all this?" She smirked. "There's always a plan. That's when the alarms went off." Red lights, sirens echoing down the halls. Reed grabbed my hand. "They know we're together. They'll come for you first." "Why me?" "Because you glitched early. They think you're dangerous." We ran. Endless tunnels, splitting paths, doors that slammed before we could reach them. At the end of one hallway was a steel door marked with only one word: control. The others froze. "That door's not on the map," Taylor whispered. The original Savannah looked at me. "Only one of us can go through. They'll expect it to be me." Something in me, deep, bone deep, knew what I had to do. "I'll go." "No," she said. "That's exactly what they want. You walk through, and they'll make you into me." I paused, then smiled, just a little. Maybe that's the only way to beat them. Before she could stop me, I pushed the door open and stepped inside. It wasn't a lab or a control room. It was a living room. My living room. Couch, photos on the wall. Gus's leash by the door, Eli sitting at the kitchen counter, drinking coffee like nothing had happened. He looked up. "Welcome back," he said. "What is this?" He smiled softly. "A test, and you passed." My voice cracked. "Passed what?" He stood, walked over, touched my cheek. "To see if you'd choose your own reality, even after knowing the truth." Behind me, the door clicked shut. Then the TV flickered on. Footage. Of me, walking through that same door. Again and again. 9 times. Eli's voice behind me, low and warm. "Welcome to cycle 10.